And I'm passing my daughter's bedrooms, and out of the corner of my eye, I see Strawberry Shortcake humping Babar. The dolls were, doing it. So I separated them, of course, because I run a G-rated household. And all be damned, it didn't happen again the very next night. This time it was Buzz Lightyear in a three-way with Tinkerbell and Snow White. Minnie Mouse was going down on Humpty Dumpty, and I saw money exchange hands. So I did what any concerned mother does. I blamed my daughter. Madeline, why are your toys running a brothel out of the Barbie townhouse? What's a brothel, Mama? Never mind. Tonight, the boy dolls go to sleep in a different place than the girl dolls. But it didn't make any difference. The cast of Toy Story had made a strip club out of Lincoln Logs, and the Little Mermaid, Skipper, and Barbie were doing lap dances. And, Yosemite Sam giving a hand job to Curious George. Bye, Curious George. My Pretty Pony and Darth Vader doing something that is still illegal in 17 states. It would be one thing, I told my husband as I climbed into bed, if it were to spin the bottle. Or if the dolls were monogamous. That would be okay. But Polly Pocket and Big Bird, they're not even manufactured from the same man-made materials. Polly Pocket won a Toy of the Year award in 2010. She's made from BPA-free recycled plastic. And Big Bird was made in China. Maybe we should just sell them on eBay. I think that would be sex trafficking, my husband. So the next day, my husband did what any smart businessman would do. He pitched the idea for a reality TV show. The real sex toys of Alameda County. And the execs loved it, but they couldn't get past legal. The Pixar toys had signed non-compete agreements. They could only appear on the Disney Channel. The Sesame Street characters had signed morality clauses. Linda Slayer refused to sign a waiver because she didn't want her father to know the Fords had been with her. Meanwhile, it was Sodom and Gomorrah in that playroom. Cookie Monster never stopped tossing off. Dora the Explorer? Well, it's consensual, right? Said the babysitter. So what's the problem? But when we got home from date night, she was shaking, ashen. I had told her, if the Tonka truck is rocking, don't go a-knocking. The image of G.I. Joe and Prince Charming in the throes of passion is not for everybody. So the next day she did what the typical Californian would do. She called his therapist, who at the end of the session wanted to borrow Tickle Me Elmo for a few days. And meanwhile, my mother, she didn't know quite what was going on, but she was suspicious. Why can't I get Madeline a nutcracker for Christmas? She was like, you put her in one of those Waldorf schools, didn't you? So then it was time to do what any Berkeley family would have done 6 months earlier. We called the spiritual advisor. How bad is it? Well, Sleeping Beauty gave the busy town fire department a clap. I'll be right over and make sure the child is not at home. So the psychic comes over and she goes from room to room, sniffing and nodding. And she stops at the threshold of the bedroom. You need to get laid. That's it? We start having sex again and the toys will stop? No, your toys are really, really horny. But if you and your husband start having sex again, you won't even notice the indiscretions that happen behind closed toy chests. And then she gave this description of about a dozen really kinky sex acts that I would never do. And then she kept going. She described lewd acts that made my husband blush, things I had never heard about. And then she described this thing that sounded really fun, and involved fresh Bartlett pears. My husband whispered, "You see if your mom can take Madeline, I'll get the pears." I took out of the house. My husband went to get the pears. I went to the bedroom, and as I passed by Madeline's room, Strawberry Shortcake gave me a wink and a thumbs up. And then I did what any good wife does. I got the glitter glue, the wax papers, and dental floss, and spatula, put on my old raincoat, and waited for my husband to come home with those pears.